Hi, my name is Tiagi, and I quickly wanted to make this video just to show you off my earthquake table I made with a friend, Lucian. Basically, what this table does is it's going to read an earthquake. This is a shake table. It's going to measure that earthquake's voltage, and it's going to draw a little graph here, a seismogram, and then it's also going to do these LEDs and show you the intensity of the earthquake. So the basic principle behind this earthquake table, or this earthquake seismometer, is that we have this magnet here, and we have a coil here. And so by Faraday's law, when this magnet goes through this coil, there's going to be an EMF generated because it wants to resist that change in magnetic flux. And so if I drop this, right, we get some voltage, you can see on the graph, and we got the LEDs flashing as well. So with seismometers, this is an EM seismograph, and that's basically how they work, right? We have a coil, we have a magnet, and when the earthquake happens, right, when the table shakes, we'll get some EMF generated, which we can measure, and then we can have a graph from that. And then this generates our LEDs. So I'll shake a little bit. And yeah, that's how EM seismographs work, and that's our earthquake shake table.
I'm Tiagi, this is Lucian, and this is our EM seismographs presentation. So the idea is with seismographs, we want to see vibrations in the ground, and these vibrations are seismic waves, and from this we can create a seismograph. So seismogram, the use cases for this is we can find the epicenter of an earthquake, we can measure the magnitude and intensity of earthquakes, and we can also use them for early warning systems because P waves travel quicker than S waves, and we can study Earth's interior. And so one of the things I want to emphasize is how this was kind of like an iterative process. So the first type of seismograph we had was basically just like this metal urn, which had balls inside, and when the ground shook, it basically opened these are dragon heads that opened up, and it would go into these toads' mouths. And that would tell you which direction the earthquake was happening and whether an earthquake was happening. And then, hundreds of years later, we had pendulum-based seismographs, which basically rotated or rocked when an earthquake occurred, drawing lines on a piece of paper. Then we had John Milne, who made a horizontal seismograph, and he used photoresistant material to draw the lines. And then we had mass spring in the late 1800s.
So the way that EM seismograph works is kind of similar to that mass spring one. You have a coil that's floating around a magnet that's fixed to the ground. And so what happens is when there's an earthquake, the coil, because it's on a spring, it's going to stay relatively stationary while the magnet moves up and down. And through Faraday's law of induction, that's going to create some EMF, which is then measured by, in our case, we're going to use an Arduino, which we'll show you in just a second. And from there, you can do a bit of math and calibration to figure out how much the ground's actually moving. So now if you guys want to turn around, you've actually got a physical model to show you. You might want to, we have some like LEDs and stuff too, you might want to go. Seismometer, what happens is as the ground moves, it's a linear response. They tune it so that way it's a linear response to the velocity. So I don't know if I mentioned that before. This is actually measuring velocity. It doesn't measure position or acceleration, it's only velocity. And they tune these to have a linear response to velocity, so you can use it, it's called like the seismometer constant S over there, and it's volts per meters per, that's volts per meter per second, sorry, not meters per second squared. And then so you can use the equation velocity is equal to the seismometer constant over the voltage, and then, the velocity of the ground determines. Although I think, yeah, that equation should probably be, it should be 1 over SV. Alright.
Yeah, so there's modern seismometers aren't exactly based like this. We have multiple types, right? This is like an iterative process. One of the types is force balance seismometers. For these, we basically, that's one example, it's a little complicated, but the idea is we have forces, and so what we do is we measure the force, we need to keep a mass stationary and motionless, so F net equals 0. And if we can figure out how much force we need to keep it stationary, we're able to figure out the ground acceleration from that. Second way we have now, this is more commonly used, we have fiber-optic laser seismometers, which use distributed acoustic sensing. These fiber-optic cables, they change in length during earthquakes. They can either expand or contract, and this causes lights to travel and behave with properties. So it can either travel longer distance than normal, it can travel shorter distances than normal, or it can be scattered differently, which can then be measured. And from this measurement, we can figure out whether or not a earthquake's happening, or we know that. We can figure out the magnitude and intensity of the earthquake, we get the seismogram from that.
The neat part is they do this with the same cables that take all of our internet from like across the sea, like Italy, Europe to America, even while they're transmitting data, they can also use one or two of the strands to measure the various movement. So in conclusion, EM seismometers were a large development in the world of detecting seismic activity, and they are used throughout the world to monitor earthquakes, possible tsunamis, drilling, and even nuclear bomb tests.
And yeah, I think their development, like this has been a process of having 2,000 years, right? The first seismometer was developed like in 180, and so I think really just reflects the kind of ongoing process of like engineering, and each generation became more accurate, sensitive, and reliable than the last, which demonstrates how like continuous improvements have expanded our ability to understand and monitor the Earth's activity. And that's it. Thank you.
All right, nice job.
I don't have a question.
Just advance. Just hit the down button.
Wait, restart.
Guys, we have limited time here, so.
Okay, sorry. Can we just restart that? Come on, please.
Oh my gosh.
All right, there it is, the last time.
Here, it joins voltage, which we can read.
I'll fix that.
It's fine. We can just restart that.
You're gonna hop up.